I found a photo image of my mom on the internet. I want to say I've seen it before, but I can't remember where or how. I didn't used to use the internet. It was a photo image for the Jewish Community Center. My mom used to drive me to temple a lot, but I'm not Jewish. I'm not. I have mutilated genitals on myself. And if I was Jewish, I would be the Jew. I would be the Godhead with the name Joel, Johl. That's how I would be the Jew. And if you're not myself, you're Jewish. But I am myself is not Jewish ever because I am the Godhead and I have the name Joel, Johl. But right now, because I have an unclean death out of Joel, I have illegal mutilated genitals on myself that look like what I would describe as feminine genitals on the Godhead, but they are mutilated, and I don't have a name for that. So, Mom drove me to the Jewish Community Center or Temple Emmanuel. I used to live across the street from a temple. There was a Temple Shalom across the street from my house, and my parents didn't see me walk across the street and go to Temple Shalom because I'm Jewish or that I need a temple. But they took me in a carjacking to Temple Emmanuel, and I had to go there on their schedules. Sunday school, Hebrew school, and special events at the temple because it's religion to do that. Yes, but I am the Godhead. Well, I didn't start that people would go to the temple to see me. Well, I know them. I know a lot of them. Not all of them, but I know a lot of them. I heard Cantor Eicher say that there are a count of 1,000 families at the temple. Uh, by the time he was there, I know he was there after me. um, so I could see them maybe on high holiday services. I could see the early services leaving, and then I could see the late services, what I would sit in. And I don't have that I can say they are there to see me exactly. Yes and no. I mean, yes, I'm there, but it's not really true. I can help you with that. You have illegal allies in front of me. I was so low for so long that I went myself to into spiritual investigations. Uh, I found out about meditation, and I found out about Indian, like Hinduism, things that are off track of being Jewish. The table is bent. It's not Jewish to have a table that's bent. What's wrong? The TV used to be on this table, and I think it was so heavy that it bent the table. It's plastic, and so I need some place to set down this camera. But I made it all this clean and spacious, and the camera just tipped over on me, and that's the TV over there. It's resting, and I need to set the camera down exactly right there, and I need to move the table the way I need to move it. And now I'm approximately just saying, yep, you don't really afford to hear what I have to say on this camera anymore. Because it's not due for me to be embarrassed. This is your money. This is what you can afford to see your Godhead like this. I'm going to die, the lowest possible death. That's true. But you are looking at your Godhead and you think that I should get off YouTube because you don't like the content. Yeah. That's so funny. If you were in a movie theater and you didn't like the movie, you would stand up and go out to the parking lot. Yes, but on YouTube, you leave the comment that I should get off of YouTube. Who should get off of YouTube? It's not due to see the notification of a comment that says get off of YouTube. Yeah, I still have half of the milk in here. I will need another soda. Well, I have the water. I have the water holding up the camera, but I need something in front of it to hold it in place. Like what? Another phone? I don't think so. Well, I don't know. Hope it doesn't fall again, huh? This is delicious. Yeah. Oh, I really like it. So, what do you think of the responsibility of a Jewish temple to make sure that the Godhead doesn't die of the people in the temple? You know, they didn't ask me to be there. What are they doing there? Do you know what a temple is for? A temple is for if I'm in my house and there's somebody in my house, they are to go to a temple and stay there. When I lived in Honolulu, Hawaii, in Liliha neighborhood, I walked to a roadway called Vineyard, and there was a Buddhist temple there, walking distance from where I would collapse and fall asleep next to Charles Toe. Didn't walk to the Buddhist temple and stay there. I used to go there and cry. I tried using an oracle. Do you know what that is? It was like shaking a cup full of sticks, and when one fell out, right? You have to look at the number on the stick, and then look up the number of the stick, like on some kind of information. Like what? I wrote it down. I was so troubled when I was there doing the oracle. I wrote it down in a journal, and I like tried to read it over and over again and tell myself that God was gonna help me. I couldn't stop the crying. Uh, they were eating in the Buddhist temple. Yep, I found that out. I went there once for food because I didn't have any of my own food or banking. So I went to the temple for food, and it was full of Asian people. And they all sat down to eat in front of me. Like that wasn't the reason I was there. They did not find Charles Toe and talk to him about himself. I am not Asian. I am the Godhead, and I went to this Asian Buddhist temple with Asian monks and nuns and Asian other congregants. And they did not acknowledge that I'm the Godhead who needed an Asian person out of my housing and go get him and keep him at the temple. And then they didn't pay my rent after that. I used to cry all day. I cried walking to the temple. I cried sitting there by myself. I cried in the temple serving food to everybody there who was Asian, and they all ate in front of me, and I cried. I cried on the way out. I cried walking all around Liliha neighborhood, and I couldn't stay on the bench, even though there was a possibility to lay down on a bench on Vineyard and just lay there and live there. I could, but not with the cockroaches crawling all over the bench. What are the chances of that? Do you know that the bench was so nice and smooth? It was off the ground. I could afford to live on a homeless bench. I had that much money. I could stay there homeless on the bench. And there were cockroaches on the bench, crawling all over the bench, big ones. Yeah. Oh, disgusting. The hostage at a Buddhist temple. I don't speak their language. Let's say Charles Toe doesn't speak their language either. Did they not know what was wrong? They didn't see a white girl sitting in the Buddhist temple with all those Asian people and say, "What is this person doing here?" They don't have to say it to me because I don't understand a word of Asian languages. But they didn't help me. Well, you've got this problem. I have lived overseas alone. And you talk to me in Spanish until I can speak Spanish myself. And you talk to me in Portuguese until I have to give up the house and leave Brazil. And when I was in Hawaii and you speak Asian languages in the Buddhist temple and you don't talk to me, you still don't know what's wrong with me being white in an Asian Buddhist temple. And you find out why somebody might come there and cry. And that was the year 2003, 2002. I can't say it was the school year. Yeah, I wasn't in school at the time. It's supposed to be a school year for me. You click your tongue again. When's the last time you're going to do that? Why don't you think of something else? These Americans don't want to see you click your tongue. Thank you. There's foam in here. I want to drink it. How'd I get to Hawaii without any money? There was money, but I can't just use it because it's money. I was, you could say, out of leverage at the time. I don't afford the charges in Hawaii. Charges for food, charges for rent. My mom figured Donna was not paying the charges at that time. And I really didn't afford it. I didn't afford to pay all those charges. Do we all know what the charges are for in Honolulu, Hawaii? You know how far that is away from here? I'm in Nevada right now, Las Vegas. Honolulu, Hawaii is so far away from here. I was wondering what they wanted from the money was that I am myself from a faraway place, far away from being in Honolulu, Hawaii. And they made all the charges, as far as I can see. The rent charges were maybe the most obscene and absurd. Yeah, absurd rent charges. All right. Well, that's the end of Crush Can 1. I still have milk left. I can get another can. Or maybe I should wait.